If you are on the healing journey like many of us are, it's not just about your mental health. It's about creating balance within this entire system. It's about having balance in your mental health, in your physical health, and your emotional health. And when you understand how all of these areas of the entire system are connected, you can fully heal yourself. If we just focus on one area of our system and we neglect those other areas, then you're going to continually see patterns and habits come back up. If your entire system is not in balance, when somebody says something that you don't like, that you don't want, that you don't expect, it will create a disturbance within. When you have balance within this entire system, nothing and nobody can rock you, no matter what they do to you or what they say to you. You can create your system to be exactly the way you want it to be. You can create it to respond to people in a certain way that's positive, that's loving, that's filled with compassion and patience. When somebody says or does something that creates a disturbance within, that disturbance is manifested in many ways. It can be manifested with anxiety, with depression, frustration, worry, being overwhelmed, stress, and the longer that you allow this imbalance in your system to continue, it will eventually manifest in the body as disease. This is why educating yourself on how this system works and how the system is all connected and what you need to do to create and sustain balance. When your system is in balance and you know how to regulate your system the way that you want, no one and no experience can ever create a disturbance from within. This is how to create balance within your mental and emotional body. You must build belief systems that align with your highest self. And you have to decide what those belief systems are. Is your highest self patient? Is your highest self full of compassion? Is your highest self passionate? You discover the limiting beliefs that does not align with your highest self. Then you have to work on weakening those beliefs. If you want to weaken old belief systems that are likely decades old, you must put all of your focus on building new belief systems. You want all of your energy to go towards how you want to be, the person that you are creating today. When you are creating new belief systems, if you're able to put all of your energy towards those belief systems, towards how you want to be, you will naturally weaken those old belief systems that do not align with your greatest self. If you want to create new belief systems in your life, it's not only just about doing it with your mental state and your emotional state. You also have to take care of your physical body, because if your physical body is not in good health, it will impact your emotional and mental body. It is very important that you eat foods that fuel you, that give you energy, so that the body can do what it's naturally able to do. 70% of our immune system is stored in our gut. And if we do not provide a healthy environment, then our immune system, our immune cells are not able to do what it can do. The job of our immune cells is to attack disease, to get rid of toxins in our body. So it is very important that the area that is housed for your immune system is healthy, so that the body can support itself and heal itself. Working out is also really important. And yes, everybody is aware of how it helps your physical health, but working out also releases serotonin in your system. Serotonin is the chemical or hormone that is responsible for making you feel good. But also, sweating every single day is very important. Sweating in a sauna is beneficial, but you can just go on a run outside, and if you can get your body sweating, that's an opportunity for the body to release toxins. The body is always gathering toxins in the system because we're getting it from the environment, we're getting it from food, we may be getting it from lotions that we're putting on our bodies. So the body is always trying to fight and kill off these toxins inside of it. So when you sweat, that gives the body the opportunity to actually let it secrete out of the body. Because when there are toxins within the body, it impacts your mental health, it impacts your physical health, and it impacts your emotional health. If you take care of your mind and body, it will take care of you. This is one of the reasons why you may hear professionals say what you eat impacts your mental and emotional health. The reason is because 90% of serotonin, which is our feel-good chemical, resides in the gut. That is the home for your serotonin. And if you are eating processed foods, if you are eating poisonous foods, you are housing your serotonin in a toxic environment. And if it's in a toxic environment, it can't do what it's supposed to do. Another reason you should be more conscious of what you eat is because the body does not naturally produce serotonin. It has to get the ingredients from food. One of the main ingredients that the body uses to make serotonin is tryptophan, which is an essential amino acid. Essential amino acid also means that the body doesn't naturally produce it. There are various foods in which you can get your tryptophan. Brown rice, oats, potatoes, pineapple, sesame seeds, hemp seeds. You can Google it. There's a lot of information about tryptophan, but this is just to give you an idea that what you eat literally contributes to you being happier, to you being more joyful, to you having hormonal balance within your system. When you understand how your entire system is connected, you can use this information to heal yourself. You can use it to heal the mind and to heal the body. One way to do this is with your thoughts. You have two types of thoughts. You have your automatic thoughts. Those are the thoughts that arise from your belief systems. And then you have the thoughts that you create intentionally. You can use those automatic thoughts that arise as signs to lead you to where your limiting beliefs reside. Once you discover what that limiting belief is, you can use that information to start intentionally and consciously creating new belief systems. For example, let's say you try for a job, you don't get it, or you ask somebody out and they say no. Listen to the mean things that your mind says to you when something happens that you don't want or that you don't like. This will lead you to your limiting belief systems. If you don't get that job, if that person doesn't want to go out with you, and you start saying to yourself, I am not enough, nobody is ever going to love me, I am always going to be alone, these are limiting beliefs. These are not true. This is just how the mind has been programmed to think, and it has become a cycle in your system. And if this is something that you say to yourself often, then it's time to create new belief systems. It's time to create new filters in your mind. This is how you build a stronger foundation within your system. You start saying to yourself, I am enough. There is love all around me. I can trust people. I am safe in this world. Whatever it is that you struggle with, the area in your life where you feel pain, the only reason why you feel pain is because you hold a limiting belief. And once you discover that belief, it is time to create new belief systems, putting all of your focus, all of your attention, all of your energy towards creating that new belief. Your limiting beliefs impact your entire system. If you want to have balance within your mental body, your emotional body, and your physical body, you have to create new belief systems that align with your highest self. If you have belief systems that are not in alignment with your highest self, it will impact the entire system, because limiting belief systems produce painful thoughts. Painful thoughts then produce emotions. When you experience emotions that you don't want, that you don't like, there are chemicals being dropped into your system. Cortisol is being dropped, adrenaline is being dropped, and now there is an imbalance with your hormones. And the mind is always regulating the system. The mind is always monitoring what is going on in the body. And if it picks up on that imbalance of hormones in the body, it's going to say, oh, we need to have anxious thoughts. We need to have depressed thoughts. So your belief systems are literally impacting your entire system. And if you want to create balance within the system, then you must create new belief systems. These imbalance of hormones create the painful emotions that you experience, like worry, like frustration, feelings of being overwhelmed, anxiety, and depression. Another hormone that many people don't talk about that can become imbalanced if you have limiting belief systems is called GABA, which stands for gamma aminobutyric acid. GABA is an inhibitory neurotransmitter, which is responsible for how information is taken into the system. It's how we organize certain things. So if you find yourself being overwhelmed, if you find yourself having sensory overload, most likely there is a GABA imbalance in your system. When GABA is in balance, the mind and body can naturally handle any information that is taken in from outside of you. When you discover the current state of your mind, when you discover the limiting beliefs that exist, and you choose to heal yourself, so many other beautiful things naturally open up for you. If you experience any type of trauma, whether it was in childhood or an adult, it's like putting a veil over your brain. As you heal on your healing journey, that veil is slowly lifting off. You will find yourself becoming more balanced, because that is who you really are. Balance, peace, joy. This is the true nature of the mind. The mind works at its highest capacity when it's joyful, when it's at peace. You are kinder, you are more forgiving, you are compassionate, you are trusting. It's easier to get over unpleasant events. And we all know what that's like. If you've ever been in a really bad mood and somebody just looks at you a funny way and you're ready to pop off. But also when you're in a really, really good mood and somebody says something to the left where normally you might have responded, but you're in such a happy mood, it just whooshes right past you. That's what happens when you create a loving mind, when you create a supportive mind. It won't matter what anybody else says or does to you, because you have created balance within yourself. You've created balance within the system, the mental body, the emotional body, the physical body. And when those moments happen that you don't want, that you don't expect, it won't rock you, because you know how to handle the system now. If you feel as though your system is not in balance, your mental health, your physical health, your emotional health, this is something that I want you to understand. Every experience that you have on a daily basis is a mirror of what is going on within this system. If you experience guilt, shame, worry, stress, any type of mental pain and emotional pain, it is a message that you hold limiting beliefs within you. If you experience joy, excitement, peace, and bliss, it is a message that you hold belief systems that align with your highest self. The greatest version of you is always communicating with you. And if you experience pain, it's just letting you know that it's time to heal yourself. And when you experience joy, it's letting you know that you are in alignment with your highest self. This is why I tell people it's so important that you don't get lost in your thoughts. You don't get lost in your emotions, and you don't judge them or criticize them. You just use the message. They are just symptoms. They are byproducts of limiting beliefs that exist within you. That's why they are there. They are letting you know that it is time to heal. It is time to become more in alignment with our highest self. Don't become victim of that message. Use that message to start creating new belief systems. This is how you empower yourself. One of the things that can make you feel powerless is because there are so many things that can happen in a given day, beautiful things and devastating things. But if you know how to handle this system, if you know how to create peace within, if you know how to tap into your inner joy, it won't matter what happens out there because you are always peaceful within. And when you are at peace, as I said before, your mind works at its highest capacity. You are able to see clearly. You are able to think clearly. You don't need anger to be able to motivate you to do something. All you need is love. And trust me, your love is far more powerful than your anger can ever be. If you are on this healing journey, I want people to understand that the body can get addicted to painful emotions. It can get addicted to worry. It can get addicted to feeling lonely. It can get addicted to being a victim. It can be addicted to embarrassment. It can even be addicted to anxiety and depression. And if you see a pattern in your life, if these emotions and the same type of thoughts continually showing up in your life, the reason is because the body has become addicted to it. When I was depressed, my addiction was feeling not good enough. And so I looked for opportunities that would make me feel less than. Now, I did that unintentionally. I wasn't aware of the limiting beliefs that were inside of me, but that's what was happening. And I became addicted to it. And I would find any conversation with my husband or how I judged myself as a mother, mom guilt and mom shame and all the things that arise. The only way to break that addiction, the only way to start healing yourself is to discover that that limiting belief exists. And once I discovered that I had that limiting belief that I am not enough, that I am less than, I literally created a new persona to break that addiction. I would tell myself that I am enough. I would tell myself that I am worthy, and I would feel it in my system so that the chemicals and the hormones that were dropped would create balance in my system. It would balance out my cortisol. It would balance out my adrenaline. It would increase my serotonin levels. And so just simply something like changing your thought patterns and creating more loving thoughts can change your entire system. If you want balance in your system, I really need you to start focusing on all areas. Where do you need to change your diet? What do you eat on a daily basis? Are you drinking enough water? Is what you consume helping your body do what it's naturally able to do? I just want people to pay a little bit more attention on how they are treating their physical body. I talk a lot about limiting beliefs. I talk a lot about how to create new belief systems, but I want people to put more attention on their food intake, on their drink intake, and moving their body a little bit more and making sure that they sweat every single day so the body can get rid of these toxins. Because when these toxins are in the system, they will create imbalance in our hormones, which will then impact our mental health, which will then make us more anxious and make us more depressed. So we have this capability of healing ourselves, but you must heal yourself in your entire area because it is all connected. Your food, your physical health, your mental health, your emotional health, it is all connected. And if you want sustaining healing, if you want to continue to build the super version of you, you have to pay attention to the entire system. I hope this information was helpful for you. I hope that it'll inspire you to make some change in your life, some beautiful change so you can start your healing process or continue on your healing process. If you know anybody that this could be helpful for, please send it to them. If you have any questions, I answer all of my questions that I see in a post, and I will see you next time. Bye.